Don't let that be your reason to stay
ผมว่าจริงนะครับพอเราอยู่มานานเรารู้สึกว่าชินพอเราชินแล้วเราก็รู้สึกว่ามันมีความสุข
ก็พอโอเคนะมันก็พออยู่ได้อะ
พี่ว่าดีครับได้ฝึกทักษะได้ออกกำลัง
อย่าคิดให้มันเป็นปัญหาคิดให้มันเป็นแรงบันดาลใจมันดีกว่าครับ
กรุงเทพเมือง
ทนไหวไม่ใช่ทางออก
วัดวาราม
ประสบการณ์การเดินทางเท้าที่แย่เป็นสิ่งที่เราชาวกรุงเทพต้องเจอทุกวันและกำลังเป็นประเด็นปัญหาที่ถูกกล่าวถึงมากขึ้นอิฐเสื่อมสภาพสายไฟรกรุงรังแสงสว่างที่ไม่เพียงพอในยามค่ำคืนทางม้าลายที่ไม่ปลอดภัยและรถมอเตอร์ไซค์ที่ขึ้นมาวิ่งบนฟุตบาทเป็นประจำจากการสำรวจคนกรุงเทพมีความเครียดเรื่องสิ่งแวดล้อมในเมืองถึง 37.84% และปัจจัยที่ทำให้กรุงเทพไม่น่าอยู่ก็คือเรื่องของสภาพแวดล้อมถึง 61.31% แต่วันนี้ปัญหาเหล่านี้กำลังจะถูกแก้ไขเพราะตอนนี้ทุกฝ่ายทั้งนักวิจัยนักออกแบบและหน่วยงานภาครัฐกำลังหันมาร่วมมือกันเพื่อเก็บข้อมูลปัญหาต่างๆเกี่ยวกับทางเท้าช่วยกันแชร์ไอเดียออกแบบทางเดินที่ทุกคนอยากได้เพิ่มความปลอดภัยในการข้ามถนนมีกิจกรรมส่งเสริมการเดินจัดการระบบนำทางให้สะดวกมากขึ้นเพิ่มสภาพแวดล้อมที่ปลอดภัยในการเดินจัดการพื้นที่และภูมิทัศน์บนทางเท้าให้น่าเดินสำหรับทุกคนใช่ครับมันกำลังจะเกิดขึ้นจริงโดยเริ่มต้นจากย่านเจริญกรุงเป็นที่แรก Streetscape Bangkok คุณสามารถร่วมกันแชร์ความคิดเห็นว่าทางเท้าแบบไหนที่คุณอยากได้ผ่านเกม Street Fighter ทางเว็บไซต์ด้านล่างแคปชั่นนี้เลยครับ
Bangkok Design Week จากความสำเร็จของ Bangkok Design Week 2018 ระยะเวลาตลอด 9 วันที่มีผู้เข้าชมงานทั้งชาวไทยและชาวต่างชาติมากกว่า 400,000 คนได้มาร่วมค้นพบประสบการณ์แห่งการสร้างสรรค์จากกิจกรรมกว่า 500 รายการที่เกิดขึ้นในพื้นที่ต่างๆทั่วกรุงเทพกว่า 60 สถานที่กรุงเทพมหานครเมืองหลวงที่เต็มเปี่ยมไปด้วยแรงดึงดูดที่ชวนให้ผู้คนทั่วโลกเดินทางมาสัมผัสประสบการณ์ที่หลากหลายมากด้วยมิติแห่งความคิดสร้างสรรค์และเรื่องราวชวนจดจำ Bangkok Design Week 2019 ปรากฏการณ์ที่กำลังจะเกิดขึ้นในมหานครแห่งนี้ Fusing Forward ประสานสร้างสู่อนาคตการประสานศาสตร์ต่างสาขาที่ขับเคลื่อนด้วยความคิดสร้างสรรค์ตั้งแต่ความดั้งเดิมมากคุณค่าอย่างงานหัตถกรรมจนถึงความล้ำสมัยของดิจิทัลและเทคโนโลยีเพื่อตอบสนองทั้งธุรกิจและคุณภาพชีวิตของผู้คนยุคปัจจุบันมาพร้อมกับการรวมพลังของนักสร้างสรรค์และผู้ประกอบการธุรกิจกว่า 1,000 รายพบกับ 5 กิจกรรมหลัก Showcase and Exhibition การจัดแสดงผลงานและนิทรรศการที่สะท้อนศักยภาพของนักออกแบบและธุรกิจสร้างสรรค์จากกรุงเทพและเมืองต่างๆทั่วโลก Talk and Workshop กิจกรรมเพิ่มเติมความรู้และแรงบันดาลใจจากนักสร้างสรรค์ของไทยและต่างประเทศ Creative District ร่วมชมต้นแบบการส่งเสริมย่านเจริญกรุงสู่ความเป็นย่านสร้างสรรค์ทั้งด้านธุรกิจและคุณภาพชีวิต Event and Program กิจกรรมส่งเสริมนักสร้างสรรค์ในการแสดงศักยภาพในหลายรูปแบบทั้งดนตรีภาพยนตร์และศิลปะการแสดงอื่นๆรวมถึงกิจกรรม Open House และ Creative Market ตลาดนัดสร้างสรรค์มากกว่า 100 ร้านค้าจากผลงานของนักสร้างสรรค์สร้างโอกาสในการขายสินค้าและการขยายเครือข่ายธุรกิจของผู้ประกอบการห้ามพลาด 26 มกราคม ถึง 3 กุมภาพันธ์ 2562 ที่อาคารไปรษณีย์กลางและย่านเจริญกรุงค้นพบแรงบันดาลใจใหม่ๆและมาร่วมกันสร้างให้กรุงเทพมหานครเป็นมหานครแห่งความสร้างสรรค์พร้อมขับเคลื่อนเศรษฐกิจของประเทศและพัฒนาคุณภาพชีวิตของทุกคน Bangkok Design Week 2019 จัดโดย CEA สำนักงานส่งเสริมเศรษฐกิจสร้างสรรค์องค์การมหาชน
Bangkok Design Week 2019 นะคะและลำดับถัดไปนะคะจะเป็นการนำเข้าการบรรยายโดยคุณดวงโปสยานนท์ผู้อำนวยการศูนย์แนะแนวการศึกษา DP Education ซึ่งการบรรยายในวันนี้จะเป็นหัวข้อ Italian Design Today The Creative Process of Today Designers โดยมิสเตอร์จูลิโอคาเปลลินีจาก Istituto Bocconi Information Center Thailand Please welcome คุณดวงโปสยานนท์ค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะดวงโปสยานนท์นะคะบรรณาธิการบริหารนิตยสาร Harper's Bazaar ประจำประเทศไทยแล้วก็ตัวแทนสถาบันมรังโกนีประจำประเทศไทยก็วันนี้ก็รู้สึกยินดีแล้วก็ขอต้อนรับทุกท่านสู่งาน Bangkok Design Week ทางนิตยสาร Harper's Bazaar แล้วก็สถาบันมรังโกนีก็รู้สึกเป็นเกียรติอย่างมากที่เป็นส่วนหนึ่งในกระบวนการความคิดสร้างสรรค์แล้วก็ได้เชิญนักออกแบบชื่อดังมาพูดให้แรงบันดาลใจกับงาน Bangkok Design Week ครั้งนี้และในวันนี้ทางสถาบันมรังโกนีเราก็ได้เชิญ King of Design หรือคุณจูลิโอคาเปลลินีมาร่วมพูดคุยถึงการออกแบบสไตล์อิตาเลียนโดยเขาจะพูดถึงขั้นตอนและกระบวนการการสร้างความคิดสร้างสรรค์ในรูปแบบของอิตาลีค่ะถ้าความนิดนึงคุณจูลิโอคาเปลลินีเนี่ยเขาเป็น Head ของ Art Director ของสถาบันมารังโกนีสาขาดีไซน์แคมปัสมาสักพักแล้วโดยเขาเข้ามามีส่วนเกี่ยวข้องกับนักเรียนแล้วก็ให้ไอเดียว่าความคิดสร้างสรรค์ในทางที่เป็นอิตาลีเนี่ยควรจะพัฒนาไปในทิศทางใดถ้าความถึงสถาบันมารังโกนีนะคะมารังโกนีก่อตั้งขึ้นตั้งแต่ปี 1935 ซึ่งก็ก่อตั้งมาถึง 84 ปีแล้วโดยเริ่มแรกเนี่ยเราจะเป็นสถาบันทางด้านแฟชั่นและการพัฒนาเรื่องธุรกิจทางด้านแฟชั่นและสไตลิ่งแล้วต่อมาเราก็มีการขยายไปถึงหลายๆประเทศไม่ว่าจะเป็นไปลอนดอนปารีสและรวมถึงเป็นเปิดดีไซน์แคมปัสที่มิลานแยกออกมาแล้วก็ขยายมาถึงภูมิภาคเอเชียอย่างเช่นเซี่ยงไฮ้มุมไบแล้วก็เซินเจิ้นทางมารังโกนีได้เลยเห็นถึงศักยภาพของนักออกแบบรุ่นใหม่และนักออกแบบทางด้านเอเชียแล้วเราก็ต้องการผลักดันและสนับสนุนให้นักออกแบบเอเชียเนี่ยมีศักยภาพถึงเวทีระดับโลกทางเราก็ส่งวิทยากรและนักออกแบบชาวอิตาเลียนมาพูดเซมินาร์ให้กับรัฐบาลไทยอยู่เสมอแล้วก็ส่งมาพูดกับงานดีๆอย่าง Bangkok Design Week ในปีนี้เราได้ให้ทุนการศึกษาระดับปริญญาโทและช็อตคอร์สกับนักออกแบบชาวไทยเก่งๆในแคมเปญผู้ชนะการออกแบบแฟชั่นอย่าง Harper's Bazaar Asia New Gen Fashion Award ที่จัดมา 5 ปีอย่างต่อเนื่องในฐานะศิษย์เก่านักเรียนมารังโกนีคนหนึ่งดวงก็คิดว่าประเทศอิตาลีเป็นประเทศที่เป็นประเทศที่มีโครงสร้างทางวัฒนธรรมที่ชัดเจนและสามารถส่งเสริมการออกแบบทางด้านความคิดสร้างสรรค์ได้อย่างเต็มเปี่ยมนอกจากนี้แล้วอิตาลียังเป็นเมืองที่ก่อตั้ง ready to wear หรือว่าเสื้อผ้าระดับสำเร็จรูปตั้งแต่ปี 50s ค่ะยังไงดวงก็หวังว่าทุกคนคงจะได้เก็บความรู้ดีๆสำหรับการสัมมนาพิเศษครั้งนี้นะคะ I think it's about time for Italian Design Today seminar. Let me introduce you to Mr. Giulio Cappellini. Please give him an applause.
Okay, buongiorno. Good afternoon. First of all, I want to say that I'm really very happy to be here and to be part of this Bangkok Design Week. I see that really there is a lot of energy around, and I think that this is really very important, because I think that really today we can find design everything and in everything and everywhere, in a bottle, in a car, in a computer, in a cell phone, and so and so. You know, just to speak about Italian design, what is Italian design today, I think that we have maybe to try to understand how and when these incredible phenomena start. And so we have to be back to the 50s, when at that time, a small group of designers, young designers and architects, young at that time, like Achille Castiglioni, like Gio Ponti, like Marco Zanuso, like Ettore Sossas, try really to push design, try really to give a new image to the objects. And on the other side, a small group of entrepreneurs that strongly believe in design like a new form of business. And really this very, very small group of people, they created this incredible international phenomena. In a few years, Italian design really was celebrated and was absolutely very well known everywhere in the world. Now, the things are changed because, you know, at that time, for the Italian companies to sell products to export, it was just not only to sell in Italy, but maybe to sell in Germany or in few countries in Europe and so and so. Now, you know, the market is the world. So this is the big changement that there is in design between the past and between today and for sure in the future. Here we have some of the most iconic products that maybe all of you already knows that are really, what I can say, just some stones in the history of Italian design. This is the Superleggera designed by Gio Ponti. And when I was a student at the university, I had the possibility to work for 1 year at the Gio Ponti studio. And here we are not in a school, so I can say that 1 year in the Gio Ponti school, for me it was more than 5 years at the university. Because really working with Gio Ponti, I understood that really to make a good project, you have to follow the project and the product like a baby from the beginning till the end. You know, a few years ago, I was invited to celebrate the 60 years of creation of the Istituto Italiano di Cultura in Sweden. And this beautiful building was designed by Gio Ponti. And really, he designed everything from the building, tried to understand what was the right position of the building, to the windows, to the colors, to the interiors, to the curtains, to the ashtrays. So it was really a global project. And really, he spent many, many months in Stockholm to make this building. But after 60 years, this building is still fantastic. You know, this chair is an icon of Italian design. It's called Superleggera. That means super light, because really the weight of this chair is more or less 1 kilo, but this chair is absolutely super, super, super strong. And you know, to design a product like this on one side and to produce one product like this, on one side, for sure, you need the idea of the designer. On the other side, you need very good artisans and very good engineer that can create a product like this. You know, normally, when we speak about Italian design, we think to design and we think to industries. But I think that a very, very another important voice of design, of Italian design, is the artisanal production. I think that the industry without the capability of the artisan can absolutely exist. And we have to defend the fantastic quality of these Italian people, that they can work wood like upholstered, like metal, and so and so. And sometimes really good artisans can solve a problem better than 12 engineers. Here we have the San Luca by Achille Castiglioni. Also this armchair that is, I think, one of the first concept ideas of the organic, with these organic shapes of the organic design. It was designed really in the 60s and is still a fantastic product and is still well known everywhere in the world. And you know, the products that you see, most of the products that you see here are in the permanent collection of different museums everywhere in the world. I always say that I'm very happy when a product of mine goes into enter in the permanent collection of a museum. I'm more than happy when I see a product by me that is into people, homes, or office. This is really the real goal of design. And again, the Brion Vega radio designed from Zapper and Zanuso. Also, this product is an icon of design, because here you see the mix of beautiful shape with technology. Now we have a re-edition of this radio with a new technology and with a new palette of color. The Toyo lamp, again, designed by Achille Castiglioni. You know, I think that thinking to Achille Castiglioni, the most important thing for him, it was humor, no? He was a very, very curious person, and he was always looking to the small objects that you can find everywhere. And so he put just a light on this very, very thin base, and he created this beautiful lamp that is still an icon of design. The Tizio lamp by Zapper, that it was one of the first desk lamp with this movement that permit to you to arrange the light as you need, as you want. The cab chair by Mario Bellini. This product was a revolution not only in terms of shapes, but in terms of use of the material. You think that this chair is created by a very simple metal frame on which you put leather. So really you can have a beautiful product like this with a super simple construction. So sometimes, you know, when you think to design objects, you have not only to think to the product. You say, okay, I like or I don't like. I like because it's red. I like because it's white. I like because the shape is nice, and so on. So I think that it's really very, very important to see what there is on the back of an original product. And this make the difference between innovation and between a product that can be nice, but at the end is a normal product. I think that today, for design, the most important thing is to be contemporary. And, you know, to be contemporary, it means really to work always, always, always on innovation. You know, maybe to invent today a new shape is quite difficult, because I always say that maybe the most beautiful shapes have been done in the 50s, in the 60s. And so, but I think that really today you can work on new production systems, you can work on new materials, you can work on new textures, and so you can give a new image also to the old shapes. Again, the upper, but that also this armchair was a revolution, because at the end it was this armchair, it was in a flat pack, and when you open the pack, the chair goes up. And it's a product of the 60s, but again, look how much contemporary is still this product. This, again, this Componibili collection by Anna Castelli Ferrieri for Cartel. It was, in the 60s, the first cabinet done completely in plastic. Nowadays, we have a lot of plastic cabinets, but this one, it was the first one, and it was the first example of an 100% industrial product. A product like this is created with a mold. For sure, to do a mold for a product like this, you have to invest a lot of money. But at the end, you can really produce a product like this for mass production. And again, the Maralunga by Magistretti. Also, this sofa is on one side an iconic product. On the other side, it's very, very interesting because, as you can see, they put a special movement just to have the possibility to move the back of this sofa. And the machinery that is inside was taken from a car, from the Giulia Alfa Romeo. They take this part that permit this movement. So again, a product like this is a mix of technology and of beauty of design. Franzoni, Franzoni was a graphic. He was not a designer. He created the most beautiful posters and books about art exhibition in many places in Italy. And he was really the father of the minimal design. This product was created, the table and the chairs, and also there is the bed and some other items, in 1964. Today, sometimes we speak about minimal design, and we see one table that is one top and four legs, and so we say, this is a minimal product. No, I think that it can be a simple product, but the real minimal product is a product where the proportion has to be absolutely perfect. After, in the 80s, something started to change in the concept and in the ideas of Italian design. Italian industries, they start to open the doors to international designers. And I can say that I was with Cappellini, the family business, I was maybe one of the first, or maybe the first, to open the doors to international designers, because after that I was graduated, at that time, Italian design was a very, very important phenomenon, but I was telling to myself, okay, I cannot think that we can find interesting ideas only in Italy. And so I started to travel in Europe, in North America, in the Far East, and so, to find, at that time, young and totally unknown designers. Fortunately, these designers that they start to work with myself now are stars of international design. I'm speaking about Jasper Morrison, Tom Dixon, Mark Newson, the Burlak brothers, Piero Lissoni, Carlo Colombo, Jean-Marie Massot, and many, many, many others. It's a long list. So in the 80s, we start to see this phenomena of the Italian design. On one side, Italian companies that try to defend 100% the quality of production. On the other side, really to have the possibility to meet new people with a different education, with a different heritage, with a different history, coming from different parts of the world, and work together. And I think that really this was the biggest revolution in Italian design. That's why today I think that the dream of thousands of young international designers is really to work with Italian companies. Why? Because in Italy there are still entrepreneurs that want to take risk. If you want to work on innovation, you have always to take risk, and you have to try always to create beautiful and useful product. When they say that everything has been done in design is absolutely not true. There are still thousands of beautiful things to be done. So the career of a designer is absolutely not finished. Here we see Jasper Morrison, Joe Colombo, and again the new generation, the second generation of Italian designers. No? After the first generation, the second generation of the 80s, like Michele De Lucchi, this is the famous Tolomeo lamp. Here, Antonio Citerio with the famous sofa Charles for B&B Italia. And designers that half foreign and half Italian, like Patricia Arquiola. I work a lot with Patricia. She's a very good friend of mine. We do quite a lot of projects together. She's Spanish, but she started her career in Italy. And now she's one of the most influential designers worldwide. She works for huge companies everywhere in the world, not only in furniture. The last project that Patricia made was the new headquarters of BMW motor car in Munich, in Germany. And you see also this sort of cultural contamination between just an idea or a concept from a designer coming from a different country than Italy, in connection with this idea and this concept of the Italian entrepreneur to take the risks and to do something new, create really something absolutely important. Again, Philip Stark. Philip Stark is career with Italian companies. Here is a very famous chair, the Louis Ghost, done with Cartel. And for example, you know, again, to do a product like this, you have to study and you have to invest on one side a lot of money, but you have to make research for years. That means that you cannot think that you can do this product in like this in 3 months. To develop a product like this, it takes 3-4 years. To copy a product like this, it takes 3 months. But again, we like to go with originals and not with copies. Again, the Campana brothers from Brazil. You know, the approach of the Campana brothers is an approach to design of total freedom. No, this chair is done with wire and is handmade. And again, we are back to the role of the artisanal production in Italy. So each chair is different from the other. So before we saw the Cartel chair designed by Stark that is 100% industrial product. Here we see a product produced by another Italian company, Edra, and this is 100% artisanal product. That's Italy. And again, this is Marcel Wanders, and Marcel, he started to work with me at the beginning of his career. And for example, a product like this is a mix of industrial production and artisanal production. The shell is in plastic, and it's a huge mold to make this shell. But to cover a chair like this, you see that the up part is smaller than the other, than the seat. You need 4 people that work together just to stitch the fabric on the on the shape of the chair. Okay, you know, I'm a Sunday afternoon designer. This is a sideboard designed by me and the famous Proust chair designed by Alessandro Mendini. For example, in this sideboard, because I like very, very thin thickness, and so it's all done in aluminum and with the same technology that you use to build airplanes. So again, very simple, very pure, but with a lot of technology inside. And, you know, again, today, to speak about design, we cannot speak only about just creating products. The role of the designer of today is also to take care of the promotion, of the image, of the way that you present a product. If you do a beautiful product, but you are not able to promote in a proper way, because, again, as I told you before, today the market is the world, is absolutely nothing. So, I think that really, for a designer, is not only to think to a product and to think which technology to use, which material to use, but it's very important with the marketing team of a company to think how to present, how to promote, how to show the product in the world. That's why display and corporate image is absolutely very, very important. And, you know, I always say that thinking to a company, maybe you can copy a product. To copy a company concept, a global project of a company is absolutely more and more difficult. And I think that also for a company that has to show, for an Italian company that has to show its products worldwide, the interesting thing is maybe to show the products every time in a different way. Because, you know, maybe you sell the same products everywhere in the world, but maybe the colors or the materials are different. If we sell a sofa in wool in London, we sell maybe the same sofa in cotton in South America due to the climate. For example, the perception of the colors is absolutely different in different parts of the world. The perception of the same color is absolutely different if we are in London with a very yellow natural light, or if we are in Miami with a very white natural light. So I think that when we do presentation, when we do shows worldwide, we have to take care also of this on one side. On the other side, for contemporary Italian design, as I told you already before, the market is the world, but we have always to look to the future, but we have not to kill our history. That means that we have to take care of the heritage, of the history of the different countries. Because worldwide, maybe people, they like the same products, but the attitude to these products is different, because they live in different ways. Here you see some ideas of displays that I made. This one, it was in connection with art, using neon, because neon is was very famous in the 80s. Now neon light is back a lot in contemporary art. Or again, a mix always between design and art, because more and more the contamination between contemporary design, art, and fashion is becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. Because in fashion and in design, at the end, we do products for the people. And here, on this installation, is a virtual art. It's not real art, so they are not real painting, but it was just this virtual art with these drawings and these flowers and these colors moving on the walls, on the different walls, you see, creating really a very, very strong atmosphere. Another exhibition in this, the idea it was really to show design in a different way. Because, you know, sometimes people are still afraid about contemporary design. They like to see design objects in a permanent collection of museums through the beautiful windows of shops, but for them is quite difficult to imagine a design product at home. So here I create just a sort of huge park where people can walk, can touch, can use, can sit on design products and other exhibition again. As I told you before, communication is again very, very important. Sometimes you have to communicate in a different way, in different parts of the world. And I think that is always very, very important to play with communication. Again, with the strong contamination, with art, with fashion, and so and so. Here you see, for example, something that I made for Cappellini, playing with the Cappellini logo, playing between real photos or design. And just to arrive to the last catalog, where I collect contemporary art. I'm a huge fan of contemporary art, and I am a huge fan of Jean-Michel Basquiat, because Jean-Michel Basquiat was used to say that he was taking his inspiration from the drawings of the kids, 5, 6 years old. So I asked to a very young Italian designer to imagine his world with the eyes of the kid. And so I create this sort of landscape, architectural landscape, natural landscape, with some silhouette of products. And so he gave his own interpretation of this architectural and design world. You know, so I spoke about the past of Italian design. I spoke about the present of Italian design. I want to speak about the future of Italian design. You know, and as ambassador of the Marangoni School, where we have students coming from all over the world, I always like very much to create design contests for design, product design, or for interior design with many different companies. Because I think that for a student, really to have the possibility to experiment and his ideas on a real project is really very, very important. For example, here we work on interior, and we had a different group of students working together on the interior of an airport lounge. And the interesting thing that is because I strongly believe into this sort of cultural contamination, each group was done by students coming from different countries, from Italy, from Russia, from South America, from the Far East, and so and so. So they can work together, just trying to connect their different ideas. Here are some of the results of these projects about interior for this airport lounge. And you see, to solve the same problem, here we see different concepts and different ideas. And again, I do the same for thinking to the future of product design. And for example, in this case, I gave to the student of the master to work on a seat that can be used for public spaces. For example, this was a system designed by a Russian architect where you had these elements that you can compose in many different ways. Here was another project of seats for public spaces, and again another one. This was done by an Indonesian student, where you have this chair with this flexible back. You know, and before I told you that contamination also between art and design is really very, very important. And that's why, you know, also working with the students, normally I like for them to work together also and to mix students from the fashion design with the student of industrial design and the students that work on communication. So this is really the idea, this is the concept of how we have to work on design today. And, you know, believe me, I think that for a designer, the most important thing is really to create, as I told you before, beautiful and useful products, but mainly to make people dreaming and smiling. That's very, very important. And you know, to do that, I think that it's really very important to work with this, but mainly with this. Without this, you cannot make people really dreaming. Okay, now I want to show just a video with some of the installation of the products of the project on which I work in the last few years. And after this video, I'm here. If you have any question, I will be more than happy to answer to you. So we can start with the video. Thanks. This is a project done from the student of the Pratt University in New York. Okay, thank you. So this is for me design today. Ciao Bangkok. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cappellini. Thank you for the lecture. It was impressive. ขอบคุณทุกท่านนะคะแต่ช่วงต่อไปจะเป็นช่วง Q&A นะคะแต่ก่อนจะเริ่ม Q&A การขอประชาสัมพันธ์นิดนึงนะคะจากตัวอย่างใน presentation ของ Mr. Cappellini นะคะเก้าอี้หลายตัวมีอยู่ที่ TCDC นะคะทั้งชั้น 4 และชั้น 5 สามารถขึ้นไปดูตัวอย่างได้นะคะ Okay, let's move to the Q&A session.
Thank you very much.
คำถามแรกนะคะอะไรคือเอกลักษณ์ของการออกแบบสไตล์อิตาเลียนที่ทำให้โดดเด่นและแตกต่างจากการออกแบบของประเทศอื่นๆค่ะ It's in Thai. What is Italian design identity? Why is impressive and different from other countries' design?
But you know, as I told you, really today, Italian design is a multicultural design with designers coming from all over the world. The Italian design is different from the other countries because really the Italian entrepreneur working in design, they always like to look to the future, investing in technologies and trying to create something new.
And designed by hand and made with heart, right?
Yeah, this is part of our culture.
ค่ะคำถามแรกผ่านไปแล้วนะคะเดี๋ยวเริ่มคำถามที่2นะคะ So the second question is, in what circumstances that you think designers should compromise their design to the materials and technology so the product can be produced?
But I think that really the most important thing in design is to start from the materials, no? And I don't think that it's important to design something and after to decide if to do one product in plastic or in aluminum or in wood. No, the material is at the beginning of the project. So I think that is the material today maybe is more, the right use of the material today is maybe more important than the shape of the object.
ค่ะขอบคุณนะคะ Thank you Mr. Cappellini. So the third question please. การขยายสาขาของสถาบันไปยังประเทศต่างๆได้เปลี่ยนแปลงหรือส่งผลอย่างไรบ้างต่อการออกแบบสไตล์อิตาเลียน Extension of branches of institution to other countries. How do they change or affect the Italian design? Like you open the institution in London. How does it change Italian design at all?
No, I think that, the interesting thing is that, again, in Italy, we have in Milano, we have students and young architects that they come from all over the world to make their own experience. No? Opening in other cities is trying to to export our Italian experience in other countries or in other cities. And maybe sometimes we have foreign students coming to study Milan and Italian students coming to study to London or other cities.
Thank you. And the next question, please. ค่ะ ตอนนี้คำถามจากระบบหมดแล้วนะคะ ในห้องผู้ชมท่านไหนมีคำถามที่ต้องการถามมิสเตอร์คาเปลลินีไหมคะ สามารถเป็นคำถามเกี่ยวกับดีไซน์หรือเป็นเกี่ยวกับโรงเรียนทางมาลาโกนีก็ได้นะคะ Are there any questions to Mr. Cappellini? Please raise your hand if ค่ะ
อยากทราบว่าคำว่า contemporary design ครับแบบใช้เกณฑ์อะไรในการตัดสินอย่างเช่นแบบพฤติกรรมคนยุคนี้หรือว่ายังไงเลย
The word contemporary design, how do you define it? Is it by the consumer's behavior?
But for sure today is very important to try to understand which are the real needs of the end consumers and how is changing the attitude of the end consumers. You want to translate step by step?
ต้องของคุณคาเปลลินีนะคะมองว่าการทำโปรดักต์ค่ะมันขึ้นอยู่กับคอน sumer ค่ะนะคะ
Because today I think that there is one word that is the definition of the new consumer is freedom. The freedom of mixing different products designed by different designers, produced by different companies and maybe in different parts of the world. So when you create a new product, you have to take care of this new freedom of the end consumer.
ค่ะสำหรับมิสเตอร์คาเปลลินีนะคะศัพท์ใหม่ที่เกิดขึ้นในตอนนี้คือคำว่า freedom เสรีภาพค่ะ freedom เสรีภาพในการออกแบบในการสร้างสรรค์ค่ะเพราะฉะนั้นเวลาที่ออกแบบเนี่ยเราจำเป็นจะต้องคิดถึงตรงนี้ในส่วนของผู้บริโภคด้วยนะคะ
And also I don't think that the real design has to produce different products for different countries. The real goal is to sell the same products worldwide, maybe in different colors or with different finishing, as I told before.
ค่ะมิสเตอร์คาเปลลินีบอกว่าการขายสินค้าค่ะมันไม่ได้จำเป็นว่าจะต้องขาย1ประเทศเป็นแบบหนึ่งอีกประเทศนึงเป็นแบบหนึ่งแต่ว่าขายสินค้าชิ้นเดียวในทั่วโลกค่ะ
Good.
ค่ะเดี๋ยวรอสักครู่นะคะกำไมกำลังไปค่ะ
Ciao, I just back from Milan, studied there for like 2.5 years. I like your product a lot and I collect a lot of your chairs. And I have a question about like your maybe future plan. Like, do you have any plan to collaborate with the young designer like Asia, not only Japan, like our friend?
I think that really there is a new energy in the Far East. And yes, at the moment, I'm working with a very young designers I already work with someone from China, from India, and so. And at the moment, I'm working with a very young designer from Indonesia. And why not? I hope in the future also to work with a new young designer coming from this beautiful country.
ค่ะมีคำถามต่อไปไหมคะ
I think that really the most important thing for a young designer is not to lose his own DNA. For me, it's very important to understand if in this moment I'm working with a Japanese designer, an American designer, a Chinese designer, and so. So you have to create an international object, but you have not to lose your heritage and your history. This is absolutely very, very important.
นะคะคุณคาเปเลนี่ก็ย้ำนะคะว่าการสร้างสรรค์ผลงานค่ะถึงเราจะเป็นดีไซเนอร์ต่างชาติแต่เราต้องไม่เสีย identity ของเราไปนะคะ Next question is how does the company choose designers to collaborate with? What is the criteria?
If they are nice people. No, really, I think that there is not one way that I follow. No, it's something that always comes from my stomach. That means sometimes I meet someone and they see a small sketch, I see a prototype, and they say, wow, I want to have this product tomorrow morning in my home. Or maybe just speaking with one person, I think that is interesting. This is the first step.
ค่ะ first step นะคะก็อย่างที่เขาพูดไปนะคะคืออันนี้ที่เขาล้อเล่นอันแรกน่าจะสำคัญที่สุดคือต้องเป็นคน nice ใช่ไหมคะอันนี้เป็นเขาล้อเล่นแต่อาจจะจริงนะคะก็อย่างที่เขา
And after that, I really like to work with people that are really very professional, but they have really a lot of passion for our beautiful job.
ค่ะก็ต้องมีความอดทนค่ะสำคัญมาก And anything else? Any other criteria?
No, for me the most important thing at the beginning is I always tell to the designer, look at the Cappellini catalog and try to do something that can fit in this catalog. After, when the relationship became more strong, we do programs for the next 3 or 5 years.
ค่ะก็อย่างสมมุติว่าคาเปเลนี่เป็นตัวอย่างก็ได้นะคะถ้าเกิดสมมุติว่าเรามองว่างานเราเนี่ยสามารถทำให้เหมาะกับคาเปเลนี่ได้ก็อาจจะมีโอกาสทำงานกันต่อไป3 ปี 5 ปีค่ะ
Anyway, the real criteria is to be curious and to be open-minded.
ค่ะต้องอยากรู้อยากเห็นนะคะมีความอยากเรียนรู้ตลอดเวลาแล้วก็มีการเปิดใจนะคะค่ะมีคำถามอื่นไหมคะถ้าอย่างนั้น I have a question for you, Mr. Cappellini. Yeah. Did you visit TCDC on the 5th floor? Mm-hmm. There are a lot of chairs by Cappellini and Italian designs. So I already explained the audience that they can take a look in the TCDC.
Sure. I think that, it's always very, very important in our job to be curious and to look around, because I think that you can always find good, interesting ideas. I travel more than 200 days in a year, and always say that the best ideas are the ideas that I take just traveling, looking to the architectural environments, to the products that I see, to the people that I meet, to the natural landscapes and so. So you can always find inspiration everywhere and from everything. It's very important to be curious and to see what is going on.
คุณคาเปเรนี่ก็มองว่าเราอะค่ะต้องมองหาแรงบันดาลใจไปจากที่ต่างๆจากการท่องเที่ยวเห็นทัศนียภาพเห็นชีวิตผู้คนอย่างเงี้ยค่ะคือเขามองว่าการที่เรามีความตื่นตัวตลอดเวลาเป็นสิ่งสำคัญมากนะคะค่ะ so the time is up Mr. Cappellini thank you very much for the lecture
Thanks a lot. It was a pleasure for me to be here, and thanks a lot for your presence. Ciao, Banco. Thanks.